Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports. I'm going to be doing a video by myself here because my dad don't really want to be talking about it, but I feel it's something worthy to talk about, especially as a hockey fan. With the Arizona Coyotes being relocated, it hasn't been fully confirmed by the NHL yet, but the news has come out that the players have been told that they will be moving to Salt Lake City. I personally do not feel it's a bad decision based on the owner and what he has done. Uh, Down there in Arizona, not paying his bills. Apparently, he's not even paying for the hotels for the team. So the hotels are making him pay up front. And obviously, the arena troubles. They thought they were going to get that arena in. They thought they were going to be good to go. And then it turns out, no, they're not good to go. And they do not have that arena yet because the mayor of Scottsdale is going to be trying to keep them out of there because obviously, again, he can't pay his bills. He's been behind on these payments. So obviously, they don't want that owner there. With the Utah Jazz owner buying the team, though, which is what it seems like is going to happen, the team will be moved to Utah, Salt Lake City. Honestly, I'm fine with that. And a lot of people might be upset because they want Quebec to have a team. They're not going to move a West team out to the East. However, depending on how this all goes, if you end up, I know it says in the deal that in the next 5 years, that the Arizona Coyotes' current owner is able to get an arena built within the next 5 years. He will get an expansion team. It'll probably be called the Coyotes again. Get a fresh restart, and that would allow you to end up making uh more expansions because you're not going to stay at 33. You're going to go to 34 and 17 teams on each side, which probably ain't going to happen either. You're probably going to go either up to 36 or eventually it's going to be up to 40, but 36 is probably going to be the next magical number. Keep things even. Can spread it out through the divisions. Add one team to each one, which will allow you to add Quebec in the East and then another team randomly in the East. I doubt they would bring back Hartford. It'd probably be, if you're going to put teams in the East, I would expect it to be Atlanta and Quebec, even though I don't want Atlanta to have another team. Third time's the charm, I guess, if they end up going back there. But I could see the Thrashers making a return too, just because it makes things as even as possible overall with the league because you don't want odd teams. Even if you had 17 each side, that means one division has one extra team. Scheduling is going to be weird. And that also adds into the factors, are they going to add more games if you add more teams? Probably not. They'll probably figure out a whole new scheduling way of how they're going to go about it all. But it is interesting that the Coyotes are basically being moved overnight. That is the one part of it that does not sit well with me. Uh, you should not just move a franchise overnight. It is not something that is looks good on a league. I know that the NFL has happened a couple times with a couple teams. The NHL hasn't really happened. There's been known if the team is going to move, and obviously there's been speculation for a while. I know the news about it has been happening since January. The fans outside of Arizona have been pushing for the team just to be moved for years because they feel the project has not worked. And hockey can work in Arizona as much as people are going to be like they don't have the fans. It's obviously if the product ain't there, they're not going to waste the money, and you're not going to want to see a bad team. Every single fan base is like that, and you're going to say support the team no matter what. But when you look at it, usually when a team plays bad, your attendance is lower. And in a not traditional hockey market, if the team is bad, your attendance is going to be really lower. That's what's going to happen in the South with those not so hockey market. But there is a lot of hockey fans in Arizona. I mean, you got a lot of people who come from the up north. Even people down there say that. There's a lot of people from the northern states, even Canada, who are down in Arizona who enjoy watching hockey. And if you take that professional team away from them, obviously they probably could get a minor league team pretty easily if they can't get their pro team back, which it is fairly the path is there for them to come back. And honestly, I hope they come back. I know that we don't want the league expanding more to more teams, but the talent's there. Arizona deserves to have some successful team. They have great jerseys. I love the Kachina jersey. And I even have one, which is going to be fun to have now since they're not going to really be a team anymore. But I think Arizona deserves to have a team. Phoenix deserves to have a team. as long as the fan base is there. And we've seen it in the past. As a Wings fan, we all know that when we were in the West, we had consistent playoff series against the Coyotes. I think we've beaten them the most in the playoffs. So I overall, at the end of it, I hope the Coyotes end up kind of getting a team back. Not really with that owner, but that's how it's going to have to happen. I would like a different owner, someone who can actually take care of a team and not drive it into the ground like he did. It started out well when they first went to the desert, but ever since mid 2000s, in the early 2010s, they have not been that great of a team. They had a hot start this year, and then January hit, late January, and they kind of just fell off. But I really do hope that Arizona can get a hockey team again. And again, for those of you who want that Canadian team, you should hope, because if they get a 33rd team, that means there's at least going to be three more expansion teams. And likely, I would say one of those would be in Canada. You don't have too many more markets, especially on the East Coast, for teams. And Quebec City will be one of those teams outside of Atlanta. In the after that, you're kind of moving teams from the west to the east if you're going to keep on adding teams out west. But I think through expansion, Quebec will see another team in the future. Uh, if we do get one out of Arizona again. With all that being said, though, let me know what you think about all this relocation expansion talk from uh, the Coyotes moving. Utah, you're gonna probably get. I know we have a good owner there. They're going to probably get a good product out on the ice, and we'll see how much Salt Lake City actually cares about hockey, uh, which I don't think is a problem at all. But we'll see what happens. With all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Until next time, hope to see everybody soon.